Bum 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 bum. All right. That won't that. Yeah, let's do this. Sorry, I'm gonna talk to myself while I set this up. Um, I am actually so I have to edit, but I also wanted to kind of learn the whole live streaming thing because it's not really something that I need to turn this down. Um, yeah, I'm just learning. I'm trying to understand the live stream part of the internet at this point because it's becoming a bigger thing in the podcasting space, and so I want to experiment with it. Um, and so what I'm editing is episode 106 for Playing Games with Strangers that actually should have come out 2 weeks ago, but yeah, things have been kind of crazy as far as just getting things done. It's not that I don't have the drive to do it. It's just work gets really busy, and I try not to spend my weekends editing. So just a little bit of time every day doing stuff. Uh, so yeah, we are editing episode 106, which is from campaign one. Officially, internally, I guess we have ended campaign one as of 2 weeks ago tomorrow, October 13th. So 2 weeks before that. Um, and we're kind of behind the scenes, kind of not really in a lull, but we're stepping away from campaign one, doing some prep for campaign two. We have uh, artwork being done right now for our campaign two characters. John is working on campaign two as far as building out the world, coming up with ideas where things are going to go. And yeah, that's where we are. So 106, if I'm not mistaken, we're looking at another four. I think we'll end around 110 or something like that officially in the public eye. So consider this just something special that I'm doing, really just to kind of try and understand how the live streaming stuff works because I don't actually know. Um, a big thing that I have to figure out at this point is how to grab the audio for my DAW. Um, in case you're wondering, I am using Adobe Audition because I've had a subscription with them for several years now. So, um, yeah, I'm I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm gonna play. Hmm. Yeah, so it looks to me like you guys can't hear anything. So we're just gonna change some settings here on the fly and okay. 64 channel? Does that help any? Also, in case you're wondering, I have a monitor in front of me and then I have a monitor above me. It's just, it's kind of the way I prefer to work. So if you see me like crane my head, it's because I have a monitor above me. Okay. So, how do I do this? Learn with me, because I don't know how this works. And I don't expect anybody to be watching. I'm just kind of just trying to figure this out. All right. I'm going to watch a YouTube video and figure this out. Come on. Yes. Let's go. Where? Okay. So that's not really helpful because you're not telling me exactly. Because this should be an output, I think. Um, yeah, this is fun. Learn with Dave. We'll just name it that. Okay. Do that. Desktop audio device 1. Hey. Are we getting somewhere? Let's try this. No. Alright. There's still some stuff I need to learn, obviously. Output. Audio. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's go back to that video. Let's see. Oops, hold on. Hmm. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Desktop audio. Let's actually go to Streamlabs and get an answer here. Make sure the audio source is not muted in the mixer on Streamlabs desktop. Shouldn't be. Yeah. Don't hide it. I mean, even just playing, I don't know. I'll just pop over to Twitch and do something. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. So let's mute this Twitch streamer right now. This is like the most uninteresting thing in the world, I'm sure. But it's okay. Unfortunately, it's delaying me from actually editing. I actually thought this was going to be easier to do than it is. But I'm a dummy when it comes to the live stream thing. Some auto management. I'm not using Windows, though. That's the problem here. Well, that didn't help Streamlabs. Capturing desktop audio. Let's see. I have installed Black Hole. Let me find it real quick. At least says it's installed. Let's see. System settings. Open audio MIDI setup. Okay. Click the plus button in the bottom left corner. Okay. Well, I have a lot going on here. So, create multi-output device. So, check the box next to Black Hole. The built-in output. Oh, okay. So do that. Okay. And any other devices you want to use for monitoring. I'm going to use my Scarlett 2i2. Do I need that one? I don't know. See, that's the other thing is I want to get my desktop audio. All right. Do I need drift correction? I don't know. All right. Check the box next to Black Hole. The built-in output. The built-in output. Okay. built-in output needs put above black hole in the list. If it's not, uncheck and recheck under the use. So uncheck, recheck. Oh. Computer's like, what's going on? Bail? Bail? Oh, come on. Yeah, this Mac Mini is not really built for streaming, but it's where I do the majority of my editing. So all right, good deal. Right click on the multi-output device and select use this device for sound output. Black hole. Oh, no. Mic and auxiliary device. Okay. Okay. You're done. Let's see if I'm actually done. Am I actually done here? We'll see.
Go ahead.
When
you can see the symbols in the sky, it's pretty easy to...
Okay, cool. All right. So, let's... Can I remove this? Yeah, let's see how this works. I'm going to do that.
determine how things are. I told you about this.
Okay.
I see you're not wearing your hat anymore.
I'd like to admit that I wasn't there for that. Could you tell me about symbols?
All right, cool. Gosh. Hold on. I'm going to actually... I can't really mute myself so much. Because the 2i2 doesn't do that. Let me do something real quick.
Sky.
Well, yeah, you can... If you look in the sky, you can see the design of all things.
Okay. All right. So, I'm back. I'm figuring it out. So really, if I'm not like, can I play this and it should?
It's really easy to tell what's what.
All right, cool. I'm really excited. Go me. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just finish. All right. Yes. I'm excited. I'm like stupid excited about this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on to editing. And as you can see, there's there's technically over an hour to go here as far as editing goes. Boy, now I really wish I had an actual like live audience to do this, but it is literally the middle of the day. I have the day off of work, and I wanted to play around with this. This might be a thing that I do every once in a while because you probably heard it's like body doubling, where essentially like you gotta have people hanging around you in order to get something done. So that's kind of what this is, and maybe that's how I'm gonna do this from now on. So yeah, let's go ahead and start editing. So as you can see, we're like about 49 minutes in to the full episode.
Oh, that makes it okay.
That's the only reason I have to give you.
I didn't hire her. She's not one of mine.
Not one of mine either.
No, she was probably one of Amren's. Amren had some words to say to me last time we talked.
Yep.
If I wanted you, I would have done it myself.
She doesn't like me either.
Just like you do everything yourself.
Why is everyone so harping on this today?
I'm not. You've got this, Imran.
Yeah. Maybe you should like get married or something.
No,
I think I should not.
It's just nice to see somebody else deal with some conflict instead of me. But
Yeah. Word.
Where's this Tommy guy? Timmy? Tiny? Todd?
It was Tommy.
Tommy?
Who is Tommy?
Thank you.
Well, I don't know what I just did there.
The crazy guy.
Do it again.
But not crazy.
Wait,
Tommy,
we should get hats.
What?
Yep.
The tinfoil hats.
Why?
They're
Because
magic.
Ethan was right. You don't know, Mara.
I've
So-
got a bowl.
Everyone takes
Ethan
hers out
seems
because she kept
crazy.
hers.
So
No, you.
Okay, so if you've never listened to Playing Games with Strangers before, you will you might sense some, I don't know, not animosity, you know what I'm saying, but like there's some tension between characters. And I truly do not think that it is due to any actual internal conflict. I mean, there's a little bit of that. Like, there's John and Squid like to butt heads a little bit, which is fun. It makes for a fun dynamic. Everything's cool. We're all friends and whatever. Amanda and I are related as through marriage. She is my sister-in-law. So, I loved when she became part of the show because it gave me the ability to pick on her, and I love the fact that like there's one person in this party that Wilder doesn't really care for. Orbog's like a weird older brother / younger brother kind of thing, and gets on his nerves, but yeah, he's still do anything for him. Mara is newer to the group, so there's a little bit of conflict. There's also I haven't said it before, but there's like an inferiority complex a little bit with Wilder, and as far as how he views Mara, because she is clearly the better rogue between the two of them, and so he's like in charge of the Thieves Guild in Towerfall at this point, and he knows that he's not the best one, so there's a little bit of jealousy and stuff like that. So that's what you're hearing. He liked to be very dismissive of her.
Hers.
No, you kept
Ethan
mine.
seems crazy,
I
but he's
kept yours.
not.
Yes.
He can see
Yes.
things when he wears the hats. I don't understand it, but I
And you
believe
want
him
all
now.
of us to wear the hats
Only if you're brave enough.
because he sees things.
No, we see things too when we have them on.
Yeah, we should see things when we have them on. You're gonna
Well,
understand.
those of us who put them on did see things.
I
We
would
did.
like to say that everyone is giving absolutely no answers whatsoever and are kind of just going in circles. Who is Tommy?
Oh yeah.
Tommy Sawyer, you remember him?
He's a tabaxi friend of mine. We would discuss the goings on.
All right. So, the reason I wanted to do this, I wanted to give a little bit of insight for how I edit, because everybody edits differently. I am very meticulous in my edit, and as you can see, like I just pulled out this bit from JS as Orbog. Oh yeah.
Tommy Sawyer, you remember him?
He's
It's not that. I guess for me, and I do this with myself, so it's not just JS or anybody in particular. I want to trim the fat a little bit because we have long sessions. As you can see, like in the timeline up at the top here, like we are just over halfway through what should be the last half of this session. And that's partially because I cut the previous one a little earlier because I like to end on a cliffhanger. It makes the most narrative sense to me, keeps people wanting to come back for the next episode. So there's a lot of stuff that has to get cut, and if you want the uncut version, you can go over to playinggameswithstrangers.com/Patreon or patreon.com/playinggameswithstrangers, and for $1 a month, you can get the uncut version of the episodes where everything is left in. There have been some bluer jokes that have been left in. Not too many cuss words. That doesn't get thrown around very much. We're kind of make sure that we don't do that as a podcast. You know, our show's family friendly, or at least we try to be. There are some darker tones and stuff that get brought up, so you know, we're still gonna keep that family friendly label until we get so much pushback that they're like, yeah, you're just nope, that's just too dark. I get it. For me, I really do try to remind the cast, you know, like what is our youngest in the demographic, and I always use my youngest daughter, who's 9, going on 10. I use her as kind of the guide for that, a sliding scale, because I think about 10 is probably the minimum age range. So that's what we look at. Anyway, but yeah, I cut out some fluff and sometimes some little comments that don't flow into anything else. So at this point, Emran has clearly asked who is Tommy to the character Ethan, who's being played by John. So I'm just deleting that. So if we back up, you're gonna understand.
Those of us who put them on did see things.
I would like to say that everyone is giving absolutely no answers whatsoever and are kind of just going in circles. Who is Tommy?
He's a tabaxi friend of mine. We would have our get-togethers and discuss the goings on that the government at large did not want us to know about.
Right.
Some of the things he brought to the conversation just sounded insane.
Yeah.
You would know nothing about that.
Crazy. Fight.
Right.
So where is he?
Okay. It's a good little moment by JS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut that, slide it over here a little bit. So so it makes a little bit more sense.
Was just sounded insane.
Right.
Hmm.
You would know nothing about that.
Fight, 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 fight,
Know nothing about that.
fight, 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 fight,
You would know nothing about that.
fight, 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 fight.
And then we'll bring Mara back.
Right.
So where is he?
I was just going to go to our meeting.
Um,
Fight, 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 fight.
So where is he?
Well, I don't know where he actually lives. I was just going to go to our meeting spot.
Where's that? Where's that?
It's in Castle Manlagar.
All right. So in this case,
Where's that?
Josiah as Pooh, he asks, "Where's that?" He probably did. He asks twice, so he probably figured John couldn't hear him because you can see that there's a pause. I'm gonna clip that out, cut down the pause there, and I'm gonna slide Pooh's track over here just a little bit.
I was just going to go to our meeting spot.
Where's that?
It's in Castle Manlagar.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little bit of stuff from Emran. Another thing that I like to do, I try to prevent people from talking over each other. That's why we have a multi-track layout, because some of the dialogue gets lost. So you're going to see, if you watch me edit and if you listen to it, I'm going to take, if you listen to like the uncut version versus the edited version, there's a lot of like clipping tracks out, moving them so that they fall into place. It's kind of like conducting an orchestra after everybody's already played music. But for me, it's just, I've edited for so long. I've been editing for Playing Games with Strangers for probably 3 years now. Because I joined in September of 2020 and now it's October 23. So, yeah, about 3 years. I think I probably jumped into editing pretty quick after joining because they were behind on episodes and we wanted to kind of get things sped up. So I jumped in and I took over editing in the end, not intentionally, just people are busy. Wait, cut myself out here.
It's being renovated.
The
Emran,
pudding
what
is
Let's jump
that?
back in here.
It's in Castle Manlagar.
Oh, yeah.
It's being renovated.
permanently.
What?
The
Emran,
pudding
what
is-
did you do?
Yeah, it was her fault.
It wasn't M this time.
Oh,
Really, it
wasn't
was
me either.
probably not Eva M, if I'm being okay. Again, we have Amanda chiming in. I'm gonna see. I might try and move this around just a little bit. Pop this section, and yes, I just delete full sections of audio.
What?
The
Emran,
pudding
what
is-
did you do?
I see one person.
Yeah, it was
No,
her fault.
it
watching.
wasn't. It
Hello.
wasn't M this time.
It wasn't me either.
Oh.
Really, it was probably not Eva M, if I'm being honest.
I would also
it's-
dismiss it. It was never me.
It's
Breaking
kind of,
hearts and breaking castles.
if you really need to blame someone, you can blame me. That's fine. It's Carrick. That's why we're trying to find answers. Apparently, we're the
Destroyer.
only. All right. So I have a habit when we're role playing. Right there. Filler, things like that, and I try to cut out as much of that as possible, really, from everybody. I definitely catch myself doing it a lot. It's Carrick. That's why we're trying to find answers.
That's the name.
It's Carrick. That's why we're trying to find answers. Apparently, we're the
Destroyer.
only.
The one that's the name the destroyer took.
Yes.
Yes.
As long as we're talking about the same one. But yes.
Yes. And he
I
didn't
hope
just
there's
take
not
it,
more than
he
one.
kept it. Right.
Gonna scoot Pooh's track up here just a little bit.
Yes. And he didn't just take it, he kept
I
it.
hope there's not more than one.
Right.
But it seems that us and our halfling friend who is unavailable, we are the ones who have to take care of this. There's no one else.
Turning this down a little bit so I can actually talk over it.
In the whole world.
So,
And we know that for a fact.
Yeah, you just have to
We don't know that.
I don't think we
give
do
me a
know that
thumbs up
for
or something in the chat.
So anyway, that's why we're trying to find answers.
I was talking. I totally missed. What did I say?
Us and our halfling friend who is unavailable. We are the ones who have to take care of this. There's no one else.
In the whole world. And we know that for a fact.
for a fact.
So I'm scooting this over because for whatever reason I just stopped talking. But JS had my back there. So we're going to try and overlap it a little bit. Take care of this. There's no one else.
In the whole world. And we know that for a fact.
We don't know that.
I don't think we do know that for a fact.
All right, so you'll notice that Emran and Wilder, so me and Squid, we overlapped there a little bit. It kind of works in those moments where people are essentially saying the same thing. I kind of like to let them overlap because that's the way actual conversations are going to happen when you hear it. Also, Squid and I's tracks are panned. Squid is more to the left, I'm more to the right. So you'll be able to hear it in both of your earbuds, headphones, whatever. So, yeah.
So anyway, that's why we're trying to find answers.
I think we do know that for a fact.
So anyway, that's why we're trying to find answers. Educate us a little.
All right, real quick, I'm going to jump over to YouTube where I'm streaming this. And I'm actually going to grab my little code for where I'm streaming because I'm just going to throw it in my Discord channel. All right. Figure I'll just share that in the Playing Games with Strangers Discord and get on with editing. So here we go. Yeah, of course, I jump back into editing and
So anyway, that's why we're trying to find answers. We're looking for books, anything that could educate us a little bit more about what's going on, because we currently have no real answers, and I don't remember anything, and that's a complicated thing. So we don't have to go into that.
It's actually a real thing that happens
It's
to
being
me.
very helpful, by the way.
I'm
You're telling
always
me?
helpful.
You spent
All right. So it's a little bit too much of a gap as far as like me saying something about helpful.
You're being very helpful, by the way.
I'm always helpful.
You're telling me? You spent the whole time looking for books.
We look for a lot of dumb things.
What happened in the... You spent the whole time looking for books.
Hi, Grace.
Yeah, mostly.
What happened in the diner?
Oh, a man punched me in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. And then
This is where my
remember who they
computer
are,
goes.
and they're happy
No.
again.
And then
Also, we met a Minotaur.
What happened in the diner?
Oh, a man punched me in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then I cast a spell, and now they all remember who they are, and they're happy again.
And then
Also, we met a Minotaur lady.
Scoot Pooh back here just a little bit. Again, trying to fill the. So here's the thing: like there needs to be gaps in people speaking. You don't want people talking all over each other. You don't. You want conversation to flow in the right way, but again, people talk over each other. So if you want to hear, so in this case, you want to hear what Pooh said. So slide it back just a little bit because there is a gap. You can see I kind of lined it up. So Pooh fills the gap between what Emran is saying, you know, both things. So if you play it back, you're...
Cast a spell, and now they all remember who they are, and they're happy again.
And then we left.
Also, we met a Minotaur lady.
So it feels more natural. Like if the party was standing there having this conversation, Pooh would probably jump in and say what he did, you know? So that's really... It's key in editing. You don't want a lot of people talking over each other. Sorry, coffee. Making me burpy. So yeah, you don't want people talking over each other, which you're going to see a lot of me adjusting because when you record remote, especially if you don't have cameras on, we do have cameras on when we're playing and recording, and that helps a lot, but you're still going to have people talking over each other. It's just a way of remote recording. Even in person, you have that, but being able to see the people that you're recording with is even better because you're able to tell social cues and things like that. Somebody's getting ready to speak. You're not just hearing it. So if you're going to record a podcast remotely, make sure you can see each other. That way you don't talk over each other and yeah, things like that.
Or a cow lady. I'm not entirely
It was a
sure.
guy.
Man. Thought it was a woman.
No.
Oh,
You
well.
thought that last time too, and I had to correct you.
Spoke with a high voice, alright?
That's profiling.
Now you know what it feels like. Gave me a book.
So you found a book.
Well, I was given a book.
It's right.
To Callum's pocket and
Oh
pull out
no.
a
Well,
book.
oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not... It's a different book.
I forgot about this book.
That was just for
Daniel
later.
Steele.
Don't worry about it.
This is the book
Uh,
that
Well, we
will
tuck
help
it
us
back in the
save
back.
the world.
All right. So John gets cut off, so that's why I'm cutting out that whole chunk.
Don't worry about it.
All right. So about right here, it should sound natural enough for Josiah to pick up. So he laughs, says something.
About it.
This is the book that will help us
Well, we
save the
tuck it
world.
Oh.
back in the back.
All right, let's move Squid up here. Yes, her track says Kate. I don't know why it says Kate, but it does. That's my doing because I downloaded the audio. All right, so we're going to scooch John here so there's not a lot of overlap. Okay, what does JS say
Save the
here?
world.
Slowly tuck it back in the back.
Yeah, Pooh
he
pulls
just
out
laughs.
a book, and across the cover of it is written "Bed of Thorns" by Daniel Steele.
That's
I don't
going
feel like
to
I have to
save the
explain
world.
myself.
Save.
Okay. I love the idea of Callum responding to this. Real quick, Grace, you are getting ready to edit some things. You kind of been in the process. Do you have any editing questions you want to ask your dear old dad while you're sitting there in the chat?
Steele.
I don't feel like I have to explain myself.
That's going to save the world.
Save the world right here.
Pooh.
Yeah.
Wrong book, buddy.
But there's also this book, which is more helpful, but I can't understand much of it. And I was going to ask Ethan if he also wanted to read it and see if he understood more of it. But we've been trying to figure out who killed him and who Tom is.
Tommy.
Timmy.
Tim?
Tom.
Is it the same?
Tommy.
Tommy.
Oh, I hope it's not the Tom we know. No, you said different species. Sorry.
You know a Tom?
Oh, we know a Tom. No, we still know him.
You know a Tom?
Oh, we know a Tom.
We knew it, Tom.
No,
know.
we still know.
He's
We knew it, Tom.
No,
know.
we still know him.
All right. What is Josiah saying? So this is something that you may or may not know. Josiah gets cut off a lot because, and I love Josiah for this. He is always trying to add to what's going on, but sometimes he gets cut off and talked over. So I have to generally mute his track or like silence or solo his track in order to go, what the heck did he just say? And decide whether it stays or goes. Okay. So for that, like he's not really saying anything. So sorry, bud. We're gonna cut this out here.
Know him.
he's got a nice
See the-
smile.
See the small one in the cave?
That's the other Tom we know.
Okay. If you've never listened to the show before or you're just popping in, apparently John likes the name Tom. That's what I'm figuring out. There is a tiefling named Tom, who's actually Loki Tom Hiddleston, who JS made up for one of the I guess gods or people that could be worshipped as far as Orbog goes. There's Loki Tom Hiddleston and there's Heimdall Idris Elba. Their names are all smushed together to avoid copyright infringement and offending those actors. And so we have Loki Tom Hiddleston, we have Tommy, who Ethan is friends with, and now they are referencing, I believe he is a goblin named Tombolg. So, yes. In playing games so far, there are at least 3 different Toms. So,
In the cave?
That's the other Tom we know.
How many
Yeah,
Toms do
Tom
we know?
Holt, we know Loki Tom.
all right. So here we go. This is me explaining that as Wilder. So we're going to move things around here because Pooh asks, how many Toms do we know?
The other Tom we know.
How many many Toms do we know?
We know Tom Bolg. We know Loki Tom.
Yep.
Just make this fit. Because I don't want Wilder to cut Pooh off. I want it to feel when you're listening to it that this is naturally a pause that Wilder made.
Oh, that's the other Tom we know.
How many Toms do we know?
We know Tom Bolg. We know Loki Tom.
Yep.
Now we're
So
gonna
who
meet
is that one?
Tommy, maybe.
There's a lot of Toms. We should be called Tommy Fall.
I mean,
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but
Like most things Orbog says.
Anyway,
Oh, hello, computer. I think my computer's having a conniption. Do I have too much open? I probably have too much open. Like I said at the beginning of all this computer is not meant for streaming. Absolutely not. So I'm going to close things I don't absolutely need. And hopefully that'll help. We'll see.
maybe.
Nope.
There's a lot of Toms. We should be called Tommy Fall.
All
I
right.
mean,
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, that's it. That's all I can do for today. I might try getting this setup done on my laptop, which is has a little bit more oomph than my desktop. But yeah, I'm gonna finish editing this before. Wow. Before I actually my computer blows up. So, all right. Thanks for watching, all of you who did. So far, I think I've had a total of 3 different viewers. Hi, thanks. We might do this again for playing games with strangers. Let us know if you want to. If you are part of our Discord, go ahead and let me know what you thought. And if you are not checking out the podcast, go over to playinggameswithstrangers.com. Listen. There's a lot of episodes to listen to catch up on campaign 1 alone. You're gonna have to listen to like 105 episodes to get to where I'm editing right now. But there are some one-shots and things like that. But yeah, campaign 2 is coming in 2024. So stick around for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't subscribe to this channel. I don't make